Hey everyone, I'm AndreasG, and you are watching a cast of the Admiralty tournament. It's Elodea hosted the tournament that the community had recently, and I had a blast casting it with three amazing co-casters, Mod, Xandris, and Garlic. We had an awesome time. Before you go ahead and watch the video, I just want to tell you guys that my mic dropped out for a couple of seconds there, and after that you are not able to hear my co-casters. And it's unfortunate, and it's something that happens, and it shouldn't do, but it did. So I'm so sorry about that. It won't happen in the future. But anyways, enjoy the video. So now let's finally get this game going. So for those of you watching who do not know what this is the Admiralty tournament in the game RTS game Planetary Annihilation. And we see a 3 versus 3 in a mod that's called Battleships, where you just have naval. It's usually you have bots and vehicles as well, and air, but here you just have naval with some additional air in the when you build tier 2.
Spawned.
Did you see the spawns?
Yeah, they spawned like the exact opposites of each other.
Wow.
The white players all spawned on their mechs, and the red players all spawned.
So this is right away very interesting. We see that the red team, they want to protect their like core base with their commanders, while the white team, they want to get the early mechs.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think will pay off the most?
I think Red's strategy is actually smart, but
I agree on that.
The eco early game is gonna be delayed a
early
lot.
eco.
But they are also ahead in terms of attacking and defending, because they have like where their units spawn is actually in the bottleneck, so that's great for them in defense, I think. And they are ahead at like going attacking because their factory is placed closer, and they can you can see that they are expanding not only to their like natural max, but also to their expansion already.
Interesting confrontation here.
Look.
Yeah. And we see the Piratia, or whatever they're called, they're running away. And
obviously 2v8.
See, they have a high speed. Yeah, so both players.
A massive amount of aggression from the red players right now. Completely different strat than they used.
Yeah, white is ahead in metal.
Yeah, white.
But it's still early, and we know that a lot of that eco is going into the fabbers. And if one player is producing more ships, and they get better confrontations and maybe kill off some eco, then it will really pay off for them, even though if they have the worst eco of them. Look at the backside though.
Always works.
They're moving right into the base soon.
Yep.
And it looks like red is doing very good at the beginning, but they're investing a lot of eco in those speed scout boats.
Flowing right through the middle of the base. Look.
We see a mechs going down.
Harassing the metal.
It's pretty crazy.
They're harassing the mappers.
Okay, I didn't expect this. I thought that the metal of white would pay off for them, but this is actually this might be too much.
So we see both teams have thought about the strats, because red, they're doing the same, all of them. It's looking good for them. So we see that, wow, look at this.
They almost got
this narval here.
A factory down. That was really nice. And they're coming again. Yeah, they got a factory.
Ah.
One of the white players lost one, but I don't think their aggression can hold up much longer because white is having some stronger. They are having some stronger ships, and they need to wait for reinforcements. You see them all pulling back.
So what I think is so interesting about this opening is that we see both players. They have now. Red is ahead in terms of armies, but in the beginning they had almost equal. But red, they just sent everything away from their base, and we see like their core is completely unprotected. But as long as they keep the pushing up, then white won't be able to to attack their core, and they
Red
have
trying
the
to push
commander as
a couple
well.
of ships down, but they lost a lot of it. That battle.
See,
Yeah,
Narval's going up now
White is
from
trying
white
to
though.
do the same. White is trying to do the same Red did, but because of the location of the commanders, they cannot get to the core of the Red base. Just as Tom predicted.
So both players going Narvals now after the Piraeus or whatever they're called, and they have like kind of a inferno touch to it, and we see that when they get close
they took out
to these piranhas, they're very effective.
Fabbers here.
Yeah, we see Red pushing out with Faber, and they actually have advanced
Red has D2.
up now, yeah. So
They
now
lost
they
4
can get
Fabbers.
those battleships, and they can get those Barracudas and Krakens and shit. No, but not Barracudas.
Also, white has orbital almost.
So we will probably
Yeah,
see those
true.
battleships being built in the orbital layer soon. But
Red
will
is
they...
not doing anything with that? Oh wait, they are moving now. I want to say that D2 is not moving, but it's gonna make D2 energy and probably D2 metal.
Yeah, focusing on the tier
down.
2 eco first now, and I think that's a good call for them. Because we see both players are actually... teams are actually stalling, and they all need to turn their eco around. Let's look at the army account though. We see that the red team is double of white team. Would be interesting to see what type of units that is, because we see now that it's tier 1 fighting units out for white team.
There's a big battle going on in one of the lanes. Like, white is going to end up on top. Red lost a lot of units. They're pulling back right now.
We have this as well. So we see now that white is making a transition, right? And red isn't keeping up with that. So they have the initiative at the moment, I think.
They've got a lot of...
And we see now that they're taking out that one radar here. Oh, almost.
Radar still stands.
I'm not sure why they didn't went for
the sonar, but
see a lot of wreckages here though.
The T2 engineer of rats should be making T2 metal in the middle.
Still see a lot of uncontested and unclaimed metal spots, and I think if either team were to like grab it,
red has more of it, but white is now
but
trying to expand.
White seems to be fighting through the lanes. That would pay off for them if they can break through. But
as
to discuss that map control here is essential, and neither team is actually doing it.
But still, you have the same lanes everywhere, just with some more metal just at that lane. So we have 3 important lanes, I think, and yeah, as we see, white team is forgetting about this lane. A lot of HP there, and they have been buffed in the recent patch, so they should handle even more. They have I think they have 3.5k metal health. But as Matt mentioned earlier, they should really fast build up those metal extractors in the core of their base. And we do actually see that at the moment, right, Matt?
What?
Whoa, but we have an exposed commander here.
Red is trying to defend his commander, but I don't think he'll be able to keep up. Oh no, he just pulled back, I think. Wait for an Uber cannon or something.
There's not all units that can shoot the commander when it's underwater. I think you indeed need torpedo launchers. So those Barracudas, they would have been gold to have in that situation.
Yeah.
And Narvals as well there.
Red lost like the biggest lane at this moment. That's really bad for them. That's going to hurt later on. They cannot take it back.
They are making T2 metal right now. So
Yeah, they're... Yeah, but then again, as Mod mentioned here, they have tier 2 eco going up. And we actually see that in white space as well. But still we see that red team is 100 metal ahead of white in metal. But then again, we see that white, they're focusing down both their advanced fabbers to finish off one metal extractors at the time instead of stalling on with several. Just pausing there, no.
They're trying to
disconnecting
snipe a
issues.
T2 fabber, but they failed. Beautifully done from red. Red is almost at the now is at the entrance, at the doorstep of the white base. Let's see what happens there, Andreas.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, let's look at the orbital layer.
Yeah, the orbital layer is uncontested for white at this moment. They're making SSX currently, which could really hurt red if they don't do anything about it soon. We're not seeing any of those metal ships we mentioned being built. Once again, white is trying to infiltrate core of the base of red, and it seems like they're going to... Yeah, they actually made it.
We see some good static defense out from red. And we see they have those tier 2 Krakens as well.
Used to sail further, and well, they could have had some... They could have done red some serious damage.
So Matt, what do you think about the development in this match?
I think that white is doing great.
I agree.
If we look at their base, it looks more filled up in white space. It's more tier 2 eco now, and they're actually ahead now in metal.
Yeah, they definitely make the biggest comeback.
I think the transaction there between those fast Peruanas and the other tier 1 units really made it for them. They went it in the right moment while red was falling behind.
Yeah, and also I think that in terms of confrontations, red threw away too many units. I think.
Yeah.
They were ahead for a very long time. They had a lot of more metal for a very long time, but they just threw away a lot of units, and that allowed the enemy to get metal. Yeah, where they shouldn't have been getting metal.
Yeah, we do not really see too many extractors out of the base.
Still see the metal outside of the lanes being unclaimed and uncontested. No one even bothers sending ships there.
Yeah, in the middle lanes here, they're completely
empty.
Free, except from this one fabber here grabbing some metal. Everyone is just focusing down the mid lanes. And as I've shown the viewers, the red has actually got up the anti-nuke launcher and is working at the first missile.
SSX incoming.
SSX incoming. Wow, they do not want to release or show red that they have it up. We see though red going for an orbital launcher. They do not have the deep space radar, do they?
The SSX is now shooting.
This is actually really bad for red.
They are also not ahead anymore in the factory count. They used to be ahead the entire game until now.
Whoa, will they take down the commander? I'm sorry about that, I just had to mute my mic for some seconds there. But I'm back now. So, why did they move out with those SSX guys? Ah, yeah, they have Umbrella and Avenger. Look here, guys. Wow, they're in their base now. Red is in the base. Tier 2 eco is going down. 3. 4 extractions are taken down. This is a key moment here. And we see red actually are in the orbital race as well. It's 2 more waves here. And we see exposed commander here. And a taken down anti-nuke. With the commander. Whoa, that's a nuke right there. I think I just lost the game volume here. Sorry about this, guys. I think it was a nuclear bomber. I can't see what else was going on there. No one is going for the orbital battleships yet, though. Okay, so I'm sorry about the in-game volume, guys. I will sort that out until the next game, but we're just gonna live with it for now. We see, though, that there is a big eco difference at the moment. We see that red destroying that eco is. Then white is not looking after in between here, and we see red also moving in mid lane here. They're probably, I mean, there is an open place here. They can just walk right in here on the backside, kiting all these armies and get into the base that way. Yeah, we see the game turning in red's favor here, and I think that's due to strategies. And yeah, look at this big wave here moving in, and yeah. Is it was it a fact a teleport? Because in this mod you can send naval through the teleporters. Yeah. Yeah, the teleporter, we haven't really seen too much use of them, and we see there's a long traveling time from one base to the other. So maybe a solution is to get a teleporter up somewhere when the other team isn't paying attention, and then just kiting and kill. look at this confrontation here. Is there any SSX snipes going on? Where is this SSX? There, yeah. That's a lot of SSX. That's 4, 5... Wow, I think that's close to 10 SSXs right there. And we see the army moving in on the backside now. And they don't have far now before they can start taking down those naval factories. So wow. Yeah, and yeah, Cam Freud, I will zoom in on the new modded units from time to time, but there's not been done too many art differences, not any. Yeah, I think they're just using current outfits or whatever for the units. So, but I will check it out. They have this sonars that can detect. Tier 2 factory going down. Yeah, this is tipping in Red's favor now, and their orbital is their last chance. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's hard to count though. I mean, do they really have any umbrellas? This commander right here is completely unprotected. How can they not be responding? Ah, yeah, there's an umbrella there, but when there's that big amount of SSX, it doesn't really have anything to say. So we see that he sees them. Will the commander go down? Maybe they want to target down the umbrella first. It's hard to say. Yeah, they're targeting down the umbrella, and the commander will go down. Other umbrella going down. Commander, he's going down now. And yeah, wow, this is a complete turnover here as we see Red's troop are wrecking white space. So it's their last shot here. White's last shot, and they gotta take down those commanders, and the first is going down. They didn't really lose any SSXs there, I think, maybe a few. The next one, he just has 3 umbrellas. Yeah, we see a commander here, fairly exposed, and I think we will see him going down, and he will probably be joined by a lot of red units here. We see the snipe is failing here, is it? Looks like that, but they're stacked, so it's hard to say. I think actually all the SSX are down. We see the blobbing up with units. That's no good strat, because when you blob up the unit, then you have the explosion radius. Yeah. So yeah, this is looking more and more like a win for Red. I can't see myself any counters from White now that they've lost their whole base here and all their SSXs, which I really think it was their last shot at getting back into this game. Commander going down. We just saw white suicided here. And that's the game for Team Red with Mred, greendolph, and UnknownUser. And that brings them closer to the finals here. Because in the semifinals now, we will do a best out of 3. So if Red will win the next one, they're in the finals. So this is looking fairly good for Team Kimberlees. And yeah, Team the Screw Bejeevers really gonna do something about this. No, that's the micros, yeah. Sorry about that. So GG, right? So here we have 2 planets, and they're kind of the same. I think, yeah, the metal, there are exactly the same amount of metal, but then you have different CGI. But then again, they don't have their opponents contesting their planet, so they just gotta grab that eco fast and start moving into orbit to get out teleporters, I guess.